The recent Taurus new moon is a phase. It's a 6-month phase of preparation. Preparation. The preparation is that your second house has to be well fortified. Well fortified. This fortification is that you have backing, self-reliance, self-determination that's rooted in a deep foundation concerning your self-esteem. Not the validation of others, not superficial means of feeling valuable, but a healthy self-esteem. This stability through second house, homing in on what your values are. Being sure that you have healthy boundaries to preserve those boundaries, to preserve those values. Once you eat those. Being true to it, not betraying it, not selling it in order to keep a relationship status, in order to keep something that's fleeting. We're not selling our soul. Whatever you need for security in your life or stability, you've got to begin cultivating it at your second house from the self, for the self, independently. We have to come out of desperation. Desperation that tempts us to sell our soul. Desperation that tempts us to be someone who we're not in order to be kept, in order to be included, in order to be validated or to stick around. Getting away from desperation. So it's a time to prepare for the storms that are inevitable in life. And where are these storms? These storms are at the 8th house. 8th house storms. These storms are at the 10th house. 10th house storms. 11th house. 11th house storms. These storms are at your 4th house. This includes everything from your community and family dynamics. 4th house. 8th house, wherever you are invested or vested with others toward a common goal or aim, where there's mutual benefit. 11th house, where you are part of a network that brings return and opportunity. 10th house, where your ambitions are open and active, where you contract yourself to responsibilities and duties. You have to be fortified at the second house so that none of these places become points of desperation in which you sell yourself to the world market. Selling your soul. As long as your second house is fortified, you have a greater probability of not selling your soul. When you sell your soul, you become depleted of vitality. You become something that you're not. You start dying. Look at all celebrities of this world. Left and right, caught up in scandals, exposure of all types of weird and strange sexual behaviors, vampires and predators, taking them in for millions of dollars, humiliating them before the world. These are people who sold their soul. out of desperation. And it always comes back to humiliate you. It comes back to break you into pieces. But there's nothing left. Our soul was already bought with the price. The Heavenly Father purchased our soul. Understand? We have to line back with that again. Without a healthy second house, your negotiation is weak. You'll sit right there and you will settle for any type of treatment, deal that gets you by. Winging it from the survival instinct, winging it from the survival impulse. Not thriving, not living, not flourishing, not being able to have fulfillment. You're simply hunting along in life, making it wherever you can, however you can. That's not supposed to be our story anymore. But what happens when our value, sense of value, is perverted? Do we know how to recognize value, determine value, appreciate value? Well, Taurus is where we learn those things. Taurus algorithm only works when we're present. If we lack the ability to be present, we cannot tap into the Taurus algorithm. It only works in an attitude that focuses on being present. Being present. And when we're present, we could take note and count of all of the blessings that we have, the abundance that is already with us. We take account for everything that we should take value in, of what is valuable to us, of what we have and what we can do, who we have become, and what it took to get there. This is part of cultivating a healthy self-esteem, dignity and self-respect. But we have to be present to cultivate that. Superficiality cannot pull it off. Look at the crisis of some people who go to Chinese beauty stores, buying wigs, lashes, tons of makeup, nails, BBLs, fake teeth. Nothing on the body is everything is like Mr. Potato Head. Mr. Potato Head. Everything on you has a receipt, a serial number, a purchase, a patent. Fake, phony fraud. And it's screaming low self-esteem, self-hatred, self-rejection. That's what it screams. And those are the things that we're learning to undo, to go in the other direction of. That takes consideration of the second house themes. Taurus, where's the value? What makes me valuable? What do I take value in? What is or is not important to me? And what's valuable to you is not what's valuable to me. Your second house is not my second house. This is where the superficiality has to be investigated. You're looking on social media. You're looking at the pretty person or the charismatic person. You're looking at the person who's selling you dreams or selling you ideas. And you take value in what they say to you is valuable. Someone else cannot tell you what's valuable. Someone else cannot explain to you what's valuable. You have to recognize what is valuable to you. You have to take account of what you see value in for yourself. A second house Virgo takes value in different things than what a second house Sagittarius takes value in. And your life path requires you to recognize that specific algorithm or consciousness that relates to value. It's specific to your natal chart. You have to be who exactly you are. What does your second house say about what you value and what you do not value? What's important to you? Your second house tells you what's important to you. It explains what's important to you. And you should investigate it according to your natal chart, because we have too much brainwashing to assume that we already know, to assume that we have already figured it out. It's too much brainwashing. It's a natal birth chart that allows us to see the truth of it without getting tangled up in the social engineering. What media has manufactured of our sentiment and desires and lust, of our palate. The natal chart homes you in on what's native to your soul. What do you really value? What do you take value in? What is valuable to you? Who's seen the Pop the Balloon show out there, right? You line up a whole bunch of girls. Guy comes through, he's 5'5", 5'6". I don't know, 5'9", or anything under 6 feet tall. They're popping a balloon before he even has anything to say. The superficiality. A society of people that patterns their second house after the expression of others' second house that has become standardized. So whoever sets the standard of it, that's what you assume you should take value in. But is that true to who you are? Imagine that. You have a second house Scorpio and you value deep connections. You're different than the person who's a second house Libra, who values the more shallow and less personal connections. You have to be who you're supposed to be, not who somebody else is. You've got to investigate it and make sure that you have not been engineered to betray that, to go against that, to become something that you're not. Everybody's second house does not have Capricorn or Scorpio, where money is so important to you. The ones with Capricorn in the second house, Scorpio in the second house, yeah, money could be possibly very important to that person. There's a strong possibility of that. Leo at the second house, taking pride in their financial status. These things are very possible. However, what about you? What's true to you? Value, provision, it has to transcend the limitations that we placed on it because of public opinion. Home it into yourself. A water sign at the second house, emotionality has something to do. Fluidity has something to do with what you value most. An air sign at the second house, something ethereal, communicative, linguistic, has a lot to do. Intellectual has a lot to do. Sapiosexual has a lot to do with what you really value. Taurus at the second house, stability, finances, material abundance. It has something to do with what you value. Fire, the things that you do, the activities that you get into, the activities that you have. It has a lot to do with what you value. Are you being true to who you are, not the next person? Can you focus on what's true to you, what's real about you? We have to prepare it. Make preparation. That's part of being happy with yourself. That's part of being happy with who you are. Is that you figure those things out. Otherwise, you live your life running away from yourself, looking for love in all the wrong places, looking for happiness and fulfillment in all the wrong places that has nothing to do with what your soul is inclined to. You're doing it because you've seen other people doing it. You've seen somebody on a commercial. You've seen somebody on a marketing scheme, somebody on a podcast, somebody with a cell phone in front of their face looking real pretty and attractive and charismatic, rocking your ass to sleep with the magic and the witchcraft of beauty. And you believe everything because the person looks a certain way. Storms are coming at the 8th house. It's inevitable. The 11th house, 10th house, 4th house. Storms are inevitable. But if you don't have the stability of your own 2nd house, when storms happen, inevitably, you're going to fall apart. Out of desperation, you'll fall into fear and panic. And when we become fearful and desperate and we panic, we start to attempt to control other people and other things that are not meant to be controlled. That's when we fall into power struggles, pain and trauma, drama. We walk into territories that requires so much cleanup, collateral damage, apologies, regrets, burdens, unnecessary burdens. We've got to prepare that 2nd house. Your self-esteem has to be intact because you can't rely on somebody else to boost your self-esteem. The things that they say or don't say to you, the things that they do or don't do to you or for you. We've got to get some stability here. And Taurus is the best place to create stability, the 2nd house. You're not stable if your self-esteem isn't intact. If you're not aware of what your values are or what is valuable to you. If you're not aware of what you really truly take value in. And this means not going the route of reciting stupid ass poetry, sweet nothings, shit that females say on Instagram in front of the camera. It sound good, but when they turn the camera off, they got what they really wanted, attention and validation. They don't mean that shit. They don't believe in it. They don't live it. They don't walk it. They don't talk it. They just want to show the world the new hairdo that they got, the makeup that they just put on. These bitches don't mean a motherfucking thing that they say. When will you get that through your fucking head? These bitches don't mean shit that they say out their mouth. They don't believe in none of it. They recite poetry to the world. And your stupid ass sit up there and believe this shit, and you start reciting it too. Because the only voice you're used to is mommy's. You're not used to any other voice except your mother. So when you move throughout the reality, having come from a home life of no fathers around, in the single life culture of America, you believe all women. And that's the worst thing you could fucking do. I'm here to tell you. You believe all women because you believe wholeheartedly in what your mother always told you. That's why you ass backwards. That's why nothing in life makes sense to your confused ass. Following and listening to women. These bitches is confused out here. They fucking dizzy. They don't know where the fuck they going, what they doing. They can't figure shit out. Everything that they do is commercial. It's for attention. And nothing else. It's just attention and validation. Get focused. Get focused. We have to be prepared for when the other person says no. We have to prepare for when people say no thank you. We have to prepare for when doors get shut in our face. We have to get prepared for when it's time to exit, or when it's time to leave a situation where you're not being honored. When it's time to leave a situation where you're just being tolerated and not celebrated. And here's where I don't like the feeling of sounding cliche, okay? That's one thing you'll never get from me, is a cliche sound. I will go all the way around to communicate in a different way than what they do out there. Unfortunately, this is what you've been hearing for the last 20 years. Oh, you gotta know how to value yourself. You gotta know your worth. You gotta leave a situation if it's not making you happy. These females out here have corrupted spirituality. They have totally corrupted it because they don't mean anything that they say. They're manipulators, they're insincere, they're selfish, they're out for themselves. They want to convince the world that they are a value that they are not. They have no clue of how to produce value of themselves as women. They are fucking clueless. Western women have no concept of cultivation of value within themselves. Their wounds are ran through. They're all used up. They got high mileage on their pussy. These bitches is not valuable. You cannot take advice from them. They are not. They are spoiled goods. So when I'm saying this, I really mean it. Not some politically correct or some sweet poem for clickbait. Preparing yourself for when there's a no or a closed door. Preparing yourself for when you have to get up and migrate. You have to become a nomadic. You have to develop a nomadic attitude about your value. Knowing that any given moment, a storm can come through and push you out, knock over everything that you have built with the other party at the 8th house. And you have to be able to suffer it without loss, without trauma, without devastation. And that takes for you to fortify your 2nd house, where you have value at. Value includes every aspect of yourself. Your own finances, your resourcefulness, your self-esteem, the boundaries that you have around it, your ability to show good stewardship over those resources at the 2nd house. Stewardship goes along with that. Infrastructure and management, self-respect, dignity. All of this goes with it. We're not a certain value because we say we are. We're not a certain value because we're desperately trying to convince somebody that we are. We actually have to be that value. Be it. You have to actually become that value. We're going the route that American females do not go. American females go to the Chinese beauty store and they put on a whole bunch of shit, makeup and all kind of fake shit. Get surgeries and all kind of things, tight ass clothes. They show everything to the world. And they say, I'm this high value. And because I'm this high value, don't you believe me? I'm a high value. Don't you believe me? I'm worthy of a man who makes this kind of money. I'm worthy of a man who makes 6 figures. He should make 200,000. He should make 500,000. He should be a millionaire. These bitches is out here fucking begging. They broke and they fucking begging. That's all they doing is begging. They're putting stuff on, feathers and coats and costumes, to dupe a dumbass nigga into buying them out of their responsibilities as an adult in life, to buy them what they want to consume, what they themselves cannot afford to consume, to give them lifestyles that they do not have a 2nd house to uphold. to give them a status that they could not obtain through their second house, to give them notoriety and access of what their character at the 10th house could not obtain or reach. And it's the simp niggas out here. It's the bitch made ass, soft, bitch ass, sick simp niggas out here that enables these females to live out this delusion. It's their fault. It's not even the female's fault. It's the simp's fault. Because they go in their wallet every time for it. Especially these athletes out here. They feel entitled that you're supposed to take your second house and finance their second house, support their second house, make up for what they have not done in their second house. That story is over. But it's the simps that won't let it come in fruition. That's who's in the way of it. It's the simps. The simps are the ones who are not allowing that natural force that's taking place right now to settle and manifest. It's only prolonging the inevitable. And what is inevitable is that every person has a responsibility to their own second house. Every person has to become the value that they want to be respected for. Every person has to become the status that they want to be honored at. You're not going to get it by coming in and sucking somebody else dry. American females are like predators. The prettier they are, the more of an apex predator they are. The more attractive they are, the more deceitful and manipulative they are, because they feel more and more entitled the more attractive they are. They feel entitled to the resources of others. They feel entitled to the second house of others. They feel entitled to the provision of others. They feel entitled to the value of others in order to increase their value, their provision, their sustainability, security, and everything else that they are supposed to procure at their own second house. They want you to do it. They want somebody else to give it to them. Like it says in the Bible, in those last days, 7 women will come to one man and say, we will bring our own bread and we will bring our own food. Just let us be called by your name. Name is status. Name is notoriety. Name is legacy. Name is power. That's what name is. Name is sponsorship. That's what name is. Name is covering. They want to come in from the rain. But the problem with that is every person, well, every woman, I can't even say every woman, women of modern times have bought into the regime of feminism. And because of that, they collectively had decided that we will uphold our own second house. We want equal opportunity to empower our own second house. We want to actualize to our own second house. We want autonomy to our own second house. They decided that. Men didn't tell them to do that. Men didn't ask them to do that. Men didn't want them to do that. This is what women wanted, and it's what they chose, and it's wish fulfilled. And if the wish is fulfilled, that they should be autonomous, then they have to accept the reality that they themselves reached out for and manifested collectively together. Therefore, no woman in this modern time should or could expect a man to take care of them. No man should be responsible for financing an adult woman's life or lifestyle. That's her problem. She wants a certain status or lifestyle. She should be able to afford it. That's not the next man's problem. Oh, I need a man that make $100,000, $200,000. Okay, that's your fucking problem. Where's your money at? Why the fuck you need a man to make all that kind of fucking money? How much you make? Finance your own fucking lifestyle. Oh, I want a man who is a good provider, a good provider, a good provider. These bitches is begging. They're begging off the leverage of romance and chivalry. But romance and chivalry only goes to the woman who has not subscribed to feminism. It's a contradiction. Once you step into feminism, romance and chivalry has nothing to do with you because you are now autonomous. You are assuming to be an equal. Therefore, you need to provide for your fucking self. Pay your own goddamn bills. Get your own fucking house. Worry about your own resources. Protect yourself. And you make healthy connections with men, not attachments for his resources in 8th house to exploit the fuck out of him. These bitches is out of pocket. They out of place. And it's your fault because y'all niggas ain't putting them in their fucking place. Stop obliging to these bitches. Stop playing their fucking game. It don't take no arguing, no power struggle. You have to be in position to negotiate. You need to sleep on the couch. You need to drive a car around. You need to wait till she make her check and bring the money home. Yeah, you can't negotiate, nigga. You're fucked. You didn't position yourself to be able to negotiate. And you will never be respected as a man in the eyes of a woman if you're in that position. It's just as simple as that. And she's not wrong for that. This shit ain't hard. It's not complicated. It's not confusing. It's very simple. We have to stabilize that second house because we have to get prepared for the inevitable storms that's coming in life, from being authentic, from going our own way, from being who we're supposed to be. You want to be who you really want to be. You have to be in position to finance your own life, lifestyle, and expectations, not somebody else. You cannot afford your lifestyle and expectations of yourself and of your destiny on the dime of another person. Those days are fucking over. Connections, not attachments, especially predatory attachments. Fuck out of here with that shit. It's the simp ass niggas that's stalling this. It's the simps that got it stalled. They can't get a grip. Can't get a grip. Your diet is also included in this. You got to be healthy. Your health is the second house is where your health starts at. That is another point of stability, is your health. When you're not healthy, you have to rely on other people's strength. You have to rely on other people's vitality. You have to rely on other people's physical fitness. You don't want that reality, because from any point that you have to rely on another person, there's opportunity for oppression and injustice, abuse, mistreatment, dissatisfaction of all kind. And you have no choice but to suffer it if you can't do for self. So you have to have your health. Look at America, especially African American females, big burly back bitches. The females in America are twice the weight as men. Men in America like 160 to 180. Females, especially in the black community, 210 and up. These some big burly back bitches. Unhealthy. Breathing hard when they go up the steps, and young. Can't run down the street without struggling for breath, struggling for oxygen. Fat rolls all over the place. They face look depressed. They done ate theyself out of shape, look sad and fucking depressed. All kind of disease and fucking ailments. Then you put wigs and makeup and lashes on top of that to try to disguise it, and it just looks worse. Big burly back bitches. The second house shows how much you hate your fucking self. That's what it shows. You hate your fucking self. You don't want to put money for self-sufficiency in your second house. You don't want to put good health and vitality at your second house. Self-esteem at the second house. You do things and you have a lifestyle that goes against those values. You clearly hate your fucking self, and you got to figure that shit out. Get it together. Because how the fuck you out here expecting other people to love you, and bitch, you don't love your fucking self? How you gonna charge a man for cheating on you and he ain't true to you and loyal to you and betray you and betray the love and all that? Bitch, you betrayed yourself first. Fuck is you talking about? We really gonna talk about this? You betrayed yourself first. You cheated on yourself first. You lied to yourself first. You abandoned yourself first. You neglected yourself first. And the nigga just follows suit of what the fuck you doing to yourself. That's all that happened there. What, this is rocket science now? It's hard to figure out. It's going to take 2 scientists and 7 engineers to figure out why this keeps happening in your life? No, I don't think so. It's very simple. How can you bargain and negotiate with anybody and your second house is in bad shape? It's in bad condition. You can't. You have no say so. Self-esteem shot. And then projected on other people why you feel bad about yourself, why you're not happy with yourself, why you look down on yourself, and you projecting on others as if they're the ones who's giving you that feeling. Nobody can make you feel those ways about yourself. Nobody. Either that's how you feel about yourself or it's not. Nobody can make you feel like that, no matter what they say or do. You could start to question yourself if you have not prepared a fortified second house in which you have the self-reliance to be self-determining against the storms and oppositions to your second house. The second house goes to the 8th house when we come together with other people. It's where you're the debt or the debtor, where you're the dependent or the one who has a dependent. It's where you're the hand that gives or the hand that receives. Understand? Relationships are no longer a situation where where you go and manipulate somebody else for what you lack or for what you failed to do for yourself. It don't work like that. That's not justice. That's not balance. You don't go to somebody else who has the get up and go to do for self while you refuse to get up and go to do for self, and you make it their responsibility to do for you just because you're pretty, just because you're handsome, just because they desire you or they want to be with you. You put a price tag on it. Prostitution. When did this shit become hard to figure out what the fuck it is? Come on, let's call it what it is. We ought to create stability, emotional stability, okay, mental stability, financial stability. The second house needs to be fortified. When we're stable, we can roll with the punches that are inevitable. We have to stand between chaos and order. The unexpected is always going to be. There's always going to be the inevitable unexpected experiences that come back to back to back. But you have to be fortified at your second house to be resilient, to overcome it, to not be devastated or take a loss. Or if you suffer a loss, you do not fall apart. It does not destroy you. We've got to work on our self-esteem, and it can't be superficial. I'm a bad bitch. I'm a bad bitch. Hype me up. Hype me up. These are not the ways to go to that. It includes self-respect, pouring into yourself, nurturing yourself, showing up for yourself, having boundaries for yourself, having respect for yourself. Anything that impacts our self-esteem, we have to first demonstrate it to ourselves. Oh, you ain't gonna disrespect me. Ain't nobody gonna disrespect me. You gonna respect me. Well, bitch, respect yourself first. How about that? Then everybody follows suit. Yeah, it start with you first. You go first. Respect my boundaries. Respect my boundaries. Okay, but every time I turn around, you violating your own boundaries. What you say of boundaries. You ain't got no boundaries with yourself. Clearly. But you want other people to respect your boundaries, but you're not a person who respects your boundaries. People only take you serious when you take yourself serious. Stop listening to women as life coaches. Stop listening to women as motivators. Stop listening to them. Stop taking these bitches serious. You will do yourself a favor. Tune their asses out because they are the miseducators of modern America. It's women who miseducated America because they're the loudest ones. They're the ones doing all the fucking talking. They can't shut the fuck up. They can't turn the cell phone off. They want attention. And they never know what the fuck they're talking about, ever. Stop listening to bitches. And you do yourself a favor. You can figure out your life if you just tune out everything that you ever heard from a fucking woman. You will bless your life. This fucking Gandhi will come down off a goddamn cloud and bless your ass if you stop listening to bitches. I swear to fucking God. They don't have a clue. You can't fix that. Not the Western ones. Not these modern American people. You can't fix that shit. You can't help, heal, fix, or guide, or mentor a woman who doesn't respect their womb. Okay? American women do not respect their womb. They don't respect their pussy. It's open for anybody. It's not valuable. It's not sacred. It's not something to respect. It's not a thing to reverence. It's sport. It's manipulation. It's a tool. It's a means to an end. It's a resource for desperate measures. They do not respect themselves. American females, for the most part, do not respect themselves. There are always the exceptions out there, and we thank God for those exceptions. But American females do not respect themselves. They don't respect their wounds. Their legs is always open. No woman who lives their life not respecting a womb can taste contentment and peace or security. They will forever be a fucking mess. And they'll drag you into the mess if you're not careful, which is why you should respect yourself enough not to be promiscuous out here. You playing with fire. Stop fucking with these broads, man. Let them fuck Tyrone and Pookie and all this other stuff and take their chances killing each other off. Let them finish each other off. But you don't go get involved in that. I don't care how fine she is. The devil was a beautiful, Lucifer was the most beautiful angel too, nigga. You better start putting these pieces together. You know what I mean? Don't betray your wisdom. Promiscuous females are dangerous. They're not stable. Don't touch them. Leave them alone. You know what I mean? You do yourself a favor. Leave them the fuck alone. So we focusing on stability through the second house, and these are the things that we really want to pay attention to. What do we have in place that pours into our self-esteem? What do we do every day that makes us feel good about ourselves? Respectfully, right? It's not the things that exploits us. If you feel like you have to be a consumer to pour into your self-esteem, you got it all backwards. It's not about consumption. It's not about being a consumer. I'm going to the spa, spending money. I'm going on vacation. I like to travel and all, spending money. I like shopping, spending money. Being a consumer does not empower your second house. It exploits your second house. Stop listening to fucking women. That's not where it's at. It's in the things of the intimate self, such as, for example, working out, eating healthy, being intentional about showing up for other people, using every opportunity to see yourself as someone who's loving, kind, compassionate, understanding, supportive. That boosts your self-esteem. Educating yourself, sharpening your mind, challenging yourself every day, being sure to have goals to overcome and create triumph and victories in your life over and over again. Cleaning up what's dirty or whatever's a mess. Holding yourself accountable. Having infrastructure about your character. Being intentional about developing a character that gains you access to higher places. A character that allows you to receive greater responsibility and duty in life. These are the things that gives you a healthy self-esteem. Having good hygiene. Being clean, having cleanliness and order about yourself. Dignity. Great representation. Getting your hair cut. Come on, man. It's these things, not consumerism. Females go through consumerism for every spiritual practice that they have. It involves consumerism, spending money. And when you as men get out there to the dating market and all this other stuff, calling yourself testing the waters with these Western or American females, all you're going to do is exploit your second house as a result of that. Because she's going to expect you to use your second house to make her dreams come true, to uphold her delusions, to give her to afford her what she can't afford herself. 5-star restaurants, big ass steaks and drinks and music in the background and all these sensory perceptions and all this shit that you're spending money on that her broke ass can't afford for her fucking self. But it's on your dime. You're exploiting yourself. You're practicing self-hatred. You're practicing self-neglect. You're pushing yourself closer to insecurity and instability. Therefore, you are going against your inner child. You are betraying your inner child once again, and she lured you into it and you allowed her to do it, so you deserve the consequences of the karma. When will you use your fucking head? These bitches always gotta go somewhere and spend money. And if you're not going somewhere spending a bunch of fucking money, they're not happy, they're not content. They will go on to the next person. And if you are in a spirit of desperation where you have a weak second house, low self-esteem, no sense of value about yourself, don't know who the fuck you are, you're going to sell your soul so that you don't lose the girl. Okay, honey, just don't leave me. I'll buy it. I'll spend my money. I'll pick up some overtime at work. I work 7 days a week. Just don't leave me, boo-boo. I can afford it. I'll take out a loan. I'll borrow the money. I'll steal. I'll kill. I don't care what I got to do. Just don't leave me. That's how your sorry bitch ass sound. And now you're unbalanced. And when you don't have balance, you don't have stability. When you don't have stability, you cannot produce strength. Are you seeing the picture? Part of our stability and preparation for the inevitable is getting the fuck away from American women. Western women, leave they ass behind. Stop fucking with them. There are very few of them who will understand. You have got to stop fucking with Western modern females who are of the feminist mindset, because they will retard your progress. They will take you backwards. They will fuck your second house up. Your second house will never have prosperity or success. They will bring a hefty ass curse to your second house, and you won't know what the fuck happened. Your self-esteem will start going down. You'll backslide because your inner child is going to curse you for that. It's going to punish you for that. And it's going to manifest the exact same thing that you're doing to him or her, the inner child. And it's going to come through the person who you betrayed the inner child for. You betray the inner child, they gonna betray you. You cheat on the inner child, they gonna cheat on you. You abandon the inner child, they gonna come and manifest an abandonment to you. When are we gonna stop this cycle? Focus. 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 Let these dizzy bitches run around in circles like chickens with their fucking head cut off, desperately decorating themselves, looking for somebody to finance their lifestyle, buy them out of adult responsibilities, spend their money on them, run behind them and chase them, cry for them. Stop playing that game. Get the fuck out of that game. It's dangerous. It's not good. Especially you as men, you are blessed. You are the closest to peace and happiness between man and woman. It's you who's closest to peace and happiness because you have the ability to be content in all situations. You can be content when you have and when you don't have. Enough is a feast for a man. We don't need all kind of decorations and accessories and extra this and extra that to find contentment. You give a man a square with a fucking mattress and video game set. He feels like he's in heaven as long as he has food and a shower. He's in heaven. Men love peace, and this is something that females do not understand about us as men. We love peace, which is why we love routine. We put routine in our life because we know what gives us stability and security, and that's repetitive recipe, okay? Because that leaves us stable and prepared for the inevitable, for the unexpected. We want to enjoy peace, so we create simplicity in our life. We're not into all that extra this and extra that. Always got to be on the scene, making noise, ripping and running, going buy shit, swiping shit, spending a bunch of damn money. Unhappy if you didn't buy a whole bunch of shit. Never fucking happy. Impossible to satisfy. The things that satisfies a man. A cigarette and a beer. He's in heaven. Fucking video game and AC, he's in heaven. A blunt and his favorite TV show, he's in heaven. He goes to the gym and goes straight the fuck home, take a shower, and catch up on his favorite podcast. He's in heaven. We as men, we find heaven so easily. Women don't have that. They can't do that. They envy that about us. They're jealous of us because they can't do that. They have to have so much to be content, to have a peace of mind. So you have to let them exhaust themselves out there with these futile attempts to do things their way because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. But you got to get out of the way so they can learn their lesson. And so that you can preserve yourself and not be cross-contaminated by that spirit. It'll fuck your life up. You have abundance in your life once you have contentment. You have abundance in your life once you realize that in the present, you have all that you need. Now you have abundance. But why would you mess that up and disturb that because Keisha got a fat ass? Because Tina mad cute. Because Lisa got them long legs. Really, nigga? You gonna fuck up your peace for that? It ain't worth it. Because soon as you bust that nut, you get that post-nut clarity, and it's like you see everything for what it really is. Y'all niggas out there know about that post-nut clarity. As soon as you get the post-nut clarity, it's like all your sense come back and you see how fucking stupid you was for doing all the shit you was doing to be able to hit that shit. But as soon as you hit that shit, it come back to you, damn, I did some dumbass shit for this. Think about that beforehand. Shit get that bad, jack off, nigga. Save yourself. I swear to fucking God. Save yourself, man. Leave the females alone right now. Let the storm pass, then get back to females. Stop fucking with females right now, man. Focus. Your second house is what's most important. You gotta focus on that shit, B. Shit is real. You have to prepare to be able to go to any table and negotiate, and that means you have to be prepared to leave any table that's not serving your legacy, your cause, your purpose, your calling, your life path. Anything that doesn't accommodate, honor, and celebrate your inner child's expression, that's not a place for you. And you have to be in position to be able to leave that motherfucking table. Therefore, the second house has to be healthy and well fortified. You can't have your self-esteem in the second house lacking, and then when you get to somebody else who give you a boost of serotonin, a boost of dopamine, now your self-esteem is relying upon that person because they become a source of dopamine. It's about these dopamine fixes. You got dopamine fix over here, serotonin over there, oxytocin over here. You all over the fucking place. But you have to turn all of that shit inward to yourself and source all of that for yourself and be self-sustainable. So you can negotiate and make demands and expectations the way that you need to. And if niggas don't want to get on your program, they can take a fucking walk, jerk. Understand that. It was said by a French philosopher, Michael de Montaigne, if I pronounce his name right, okay, de Montaigne. He said, "Valor is stability, not of legs and arms, but of courage and the soul." Not of legs and arms, but of courage and the soul. Courage really relies on your self-esteem. It also relies on your preparedness. It's what you do every day that prepares you for the inevitable moment. It's what you do every day that prepares you for the unexpected event. It's about preparation. It's about preparedness. Staying fit, staying healthy, staying peaceful, staying clean, staying out the fucking way. You're prepared for anything. Being frugal, you know what I mean? You're prepared for anything. When the self-esteem is not intact, you have to become a consumer and you have to buy self-esteem, which is really buying shots of dopamine through consumerism. Consuming things that really rots your soul. Understand? It was Nathaniel Branden who said, "The stability we cannot find in the world, we must create within our persons." It's not stable out there. You know this. There's nothing stable about the world out there, man. Especially here in America. This shit ain't fucking stable. But you have the option to create stability within the self. Not needing so much. Why do you feel like you need so much? I'll tell you why. Because you were taught by women. You were instructed by women. You were influenced by women. You were raised by single mamas. A woman's appetite can never be satisfied. You cannot make a woman happy. She wants more, more, more. Gimme, 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 more, more, more. Consume, consume, consume. She will never be happy. Ever. Since the 60s, our generations have been influenced solely by women. And this is why we have become such great consumers. We feel like we constantly have to buy shit. Have more. It's not good enough. You get 3 bedrooms, you need 5. You got wood floors, you need marble next. You got a car that works really well, you got to have a nice sporty one. Nothing is ever a fucking enough because you were programmed by women. This is a woman's world in America. America is a woman's world. This ain't a man's world in America. No, it ain't. This is a woman's world since Obama era. That's where that shit come from. The greed, consumerism. Women are the greatest consumers. Men are frugal by nature. But to feel accepted by women or to get a woman's attention, we become consumers. You want to participate in competing for women, which is natural. You end up becoming a consumer. You end up spending money to pull that off. It's a trap. What are the stabilizing principles and values of our second house sign and ruler? Right? Your second house sign and ruler, which is your planets or planet, okay? Just think about it. How does your second house sign and ruler respond to chaos and the unexpected. Okay, according to the nature of that zodiac sign and planet that rules it. Right? Talking about your second house. What does your second house sign and ruler value the most? Answer these questions for yourself. How does your second house sign and ruler cultivate self-esteem, courage, order, predictability? How? What's the algorithm of that particular energy, that zodiac sign, that planet, or those stelliums? Okay? What destabilizes your second house sign and lord? Okay? Answer these questions for yourself. How does your second house relate to your life path and soul urge? Most importantly, right? If you was to turn your second house into a prayer, what would that be like? So that you could recite it every day. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Now, we gotta get creative with this. Marcus Aurelius, right? Y'all heard of Marcus. Marcus, all right? Marcus Aurelius, right? True stability results when presumed order and presumed disorder are balanced. True stability results when presumed order and presumed disorder are balanced. You're going to have both. You're going to have order and disorder. We have to accept both. That is the axis of earth and water. It's the axis of earth and water. You want the happy medium. And here's a clue. Whatever sign that you have at the second house, the polarity of that sign is a solution to find balance, okay? So anything that's imbalanced in your second house, whatever the sign is in your second house, the opposite sign is what you incorporate to restore the balance of that sign or energy, okay? That's how that works, all right? I'm helping you out over here. You remember what Rumi said, okay? Rumi. Y'all know Rumi. Life is balanced between holding out and letting go. Holding out and letting go. You have to have the self-esteem and sense of value of yourself to hold out for what is appropriate for you, to hold out for what's worthy of you, for what's best of you. Females have been saying this for so long in America, and the truth is, most of them ain't worth shit. They ain't worth a damn. They just got looks. It's all fucking talk. The burdens, the headaches, the problems. Because nobody taught them to be wives. Nobody taught them to be mothers. Nobody taught them womanhood. They're fucking heathens. Okay? So all this shit about worth, self-worth, self-value, you gotta know your worth. You gotta know. These bitches ain't got no fucking worth. Okay? Legs wide open. Pussy all over the fucking city. That shit ran through. It's doing psychological and emotional damage to these females. A trail of babies and ain't no husband around. Who are you lying to? Who are you kidding? They tricking themselves. The only person they fooling is the simps out here. The desperate simps. I'm looking for love. Head ass niggas out here. That's the only ones they fooling. They ain't fooling nobody. The bitch ain't got no fucking value. They're fucking worthless. That's the truth. Most of these American females are fucking worthless. They ran through and they worthless. Say the truth. Stop being scared to say it. Call it what the fuck it is. They chose that, not me. I'm just the bearer I'm not even the bearer of bad news, because y'all niggas know this shit. It's a fraud. They're faking it. Ralph Waldo Emerson, he said, to be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Okay? That's the crisis of the heart soul expression that has to be taken down the proper life path. But you have to have the ability to hold out for what is worthy of you, not being fucking desperate. And you also have to have the ability to let go when it's time to let go of something that no longer is honoring that. Holding out and letting go. Somebody type that down there for real. Come on, man. I'm motivated, babe. Come on, man. Y'all can't feel this energy? You know what I'm saying? Let's go, man. Layla Ali, y'all know Layla Ali. She said, focus on being balanced. Success is balance. The beautiful Layla Ali. Come on, man. Arthur Ashe, one important key to success is self-confidence. An important key to self-confidence is preparation. You see, self-confidence, self-esteem, okay, same thing. This is what I've been talking about. Preparation, self-esteem, confidence. That's where your confidence come from. You know what I'm saying? If you scared, go to church, right? What your uncle say when they sneak up on you and scare the shit out of you, right? If you scared, nigga, you better start living right. You know what I'm saying? That's lack of preparation. So you always scared. You insecure. You lack confidence. Preparation is what increases confidence in the self. You know that you're ready for anything. So that's enriching and pouring into your second house, focusing on that second house, taking care of that second house. But we can't do that if we have addictions to the limelight, addictions to the toxic American culture. That is basically orchestrated by females. You date. Everything is about fucking dating and fucking. Going to expensive places and trying to impress some female by spending a whole bunch of money. Bitch, get the fuck out my face. I ain't about to spend all this money on you. Fuck you. I work hard for this shit. I'm supposed to spend all this money to impress you? Get the fuck out my face. You a burden. I don't care how good you fucking look. Fuck you and your big ass. Fuck out of here. Niggas gotta get to a point where you tell these bitches to walk. See, y'all scared of these bitches out here, man. I'm glad my father was a pimp. I swear to God. It's a sad life to live. You walking around here worshiping females. Y'all niggas, some of y'all niggas is sad. Worshiping females. You got to get about that fucking slump. Respect yourself. Shake your shirt off, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Balance. Now, Jana Kingsford said balance is not something you find. It's something you create. It's something you create. Self-determination. Get active. Make it happen. Produce it. And it's produced by cultivating it every day. It's consistency. That's how you show up confident and prepared. You a boxer and you eating sloppy. You don't get up and jog. You be skipping, days at the gym. When it's time to have the fight, you shook, you scared, you doubt yourself because you know you ain't been in the gym. You have to be in the gym for seasons to show up confident at the game. To show up confident at one game, you have to be in the gym for seasons prior to that. That's the same fucking thing. That's how you walk with confidence. But a lot of people walking around with fake superficial confidence and basically in the manifestation of arrogance and narcissism. But really they shook inside, which is the reason why they resort to narcissism. Because they scared. Arrogance, because they really scared. It's a way to deflect the feedback that intimidates them. Yo, come on, man. I'm trying to wake y'all niggas up, man. Swear to God. Trying to wake you all up, man. I want to see you strong. I want to see you, you know what I'm saying? I want to see you who you really are. I want to see you alive. Come on. Stop playing these games, man. Robert Greene. There's no coincidence that stability brings success and success brings stability. Gotta say that again. There's no coincidence that stability brings success and success brings stability. Understand that. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. Huh? Winston Churchill, right? Winston Churchill, a big boss. Success consists of going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. See, that's the hard part. We have to go from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. All right? That's what I want you to do. That's what I want me to do. Because the rejection is there. The opposition is there. The antagonism is there. The haters are there. The slow motion, the slow seasons. You're working, you don't see your fruit. You don't see the fruit of your labor. You don't see results. You have to be consistent without losing enthusiasm. It's a challenge. But once you condition yourself to do that, you become durable. You become resilient. You become strong, fortified. And people see you as trustworthy. People honor you with respect to the energy that you exude of leadership. Perseverance. It looks good on anybody. Understand. That's like the crown of life. You know what I mean? We fail our way to success. Understand that. We fail our way to success. The shadows are in those failures. And those shadows is what help you to get to success. Okay? You see how that works? The shadows is in the failures. But the failures is what brings you to success. Therefore, the shadows is part of what brought you to success too. You got to own it and bring it with you, your failures. We're not ashamed of our failures. We don't resist mentioning our failures because it's part of how you get to success, how you got to success, and it's part of how you will get to success because of your failures. Understand that. You know that Uranus is in Taurus or has been in Taurus, and it's been teaching us stability. How do you learn stability without instability? Right? You go to boxing. When I was in my 20s and I was, boxing, the boxing coach, he used to tell me, when I first started, to always jump rope, right? And he said, jump roping, it teaches you how to be stable from the ankles. You know what I'm saying? Your footwork. It makes you lighter on your feet and give you stability. You know? You ain't all shaky in your ankles. It gives coordination between your fast twitch muscles of the lower, the upper, and the core body. Your central nervous system and your wind, all of that harmonizes to produce stability. It all harmonizes together. Uranus has been having the same effect from Taurus. Uranus has been bringing earthquakes, volcanoes, disruptions constantly. And what it has been teaching us is that stability is not on the outside. Stability can only be possible on the inside. That's what that taught us. If everything in your life is constantly falling apart, you no longer look to establish your sense of stability and confidence and self-esteem on the outer experience. You begin to turn it inward to yourself and what takes place within there. That becomes the point of stability. You see how that works? And Uranus has been teaching us that. Okay? Uranus is on the way out of Taurus. So it is almost completed that lesson for us of learning how to stabilize the self, the inner self. And we can meet the inevitable, the disruptions in peace and harmony. You know what I mean? 1 Corinthians 16:13. You heard? Be watchful. Stand firm in the faith. Act like men. Be strong. You heard? Hebrew 12:1. Therefore we also, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight that clings to us, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us. Right? Releasing those weights, unnecessary burdens through attachment. Release them. Right? And let us run with endurance the race that is set before us. Set before us. That's fate. The North Node, that's your North Node. That's a collective North Node. Fate is set before us, and we have to show up with endurance to that. Okay? So we're learning in harmony the lessons of detachment and attachment and what it's about, so that we can free ourselves and make ourselves lighter to endure. Understand? Healthy connections, right? James 1:12. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having been approved, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him. Understand that, the crown of life. Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Understand that. Yo, listen. I'm hoping that this serves as some kind of encouragement and support to you. For the females out there, I know that some of my content can be a little sensitive to your ears, but let me say this right now. If you are the exception, it will not offend you. If it does offend you, then you know it's time for you to fix and clean up what it is about you that you identify in the things I say, okay? That's your problem, not mine, okay? I can't be responsible for how the fuck you feel, okay? And I also want to say we appreciate, we honor, we welcome, we stand behind, we support, and we respect those women out there who are exemplifying womanhood, motherhood, wifehood, and so on and so forth, the sisterhood. You know what I'm saying? Every last one of y'all. I don't care what demographic, what culture, what race, what country. You know, we salute you as women, and we appreciate you as women. We respect and honor you as women. And we pray for your success, for your prosperity. We pray for your security. We pray for your peace. You know what I mean? We pray for your happiness. We pray for abundance to always be in your life, you know, and we pray for nothing but good, you know what I'm saying, in your life. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting us too. Okay, we stand behind you. So let me make that clear. Also, when you like, share, and subscribe, it helps the channel. It supports. When you comment and be constructive out there in the comment section, it really helps. Okay, it also encourages people that you may not know that you're encouraging. You just never know who you can touch with the things that you say. You just never know. So anyway, I hope that this helps. I hope that this could be a source of motivation or inspiration for you, guidance, understand, or whatever have you. I do encourage every person, don't just leave it here. You need to schedule regularly your natal birth chart readings or updates with your readings, aspects, transits, details, issues going on with your kids, your significant other, you know, things like that, stuff that you want to figure out about yourself. You have a resource in me. Understand that, okay? And it's time that you use that, because the more you out there that's fortified, okay, through this consistency, the more we as a community can realize ourselves as a community. You see, that's how that takes place. So anyway, you know, peace, love, respect, yeah, huh?